She was like,
Yeah. It's like, oops. Okay, so let's talk of Werner, man. See, my thing here is this: is that I want to talk about psychology and mentality and sort of man management, body language. It is bothering Timo Werner, and you can see whenever he misses, you can just be like, you can just see it in his face that
he's easy to read,
extremely. Basically, he'd be a horrible poker player. He'd be a horrendous poker player. But so, what do you do as a manager? What do you do if you sub him out? Does that even crush his confidence and make his confidence keep? If you sub him up, if you keep playing him and he keeps failing, that's even going to be worse. So, you see, for me is, and this is probably something that I wish I probably did a bit more, is watch more of Red Bull Leipzig. Because from the little I saw of Red Bull Leipzig for Timo Werner, he wasn't rigidly played out well. So I'm just trying to figure out what is the issue, what is the problem here, what isn't going on here. Because one thing is a positional thing. Another thing is finishing is finishing like da-da-da-da-da-da. I miss you. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I miss. Wait. Have you guys seen that video?
No.
I've seen it.
Oh no. Basically, I'll send it to you. Basically, when we're done here, Eddie and basically, it's like I don't know who sings the song.
It's 1,000 Miles.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
From like the white chick song. I don't know who sings it, but
Yeah. Wait, because that song is from the 90s, isn't it? It's a 90s song.
Maybe early 2000s. I'm not sure.
Okay, but basically, like they basically have the song, and whenever she says "miss you," they basically time it to where Timo Werner basically misses one of the tracks. So it's a compilation of all that. It's actually, as hard as it is, it's actually amazing.
Because it takes you like 2 times before you figure out like, it keeps saying I miss you.
It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. So my thing is that, like, what's it called? I think they said like strikers are
Vanessa Carlton, I think is what that one is.
Oh, okay. And what's it called? Strikers are those dudes where they are very much based on confidence. A striker out of confidence is screwed. And I think this guy's out of confidence. So my thing is that what do you do? Because if it's me, I would 2 things. Either you change his position, make him a striker, or make it a striker, you change his position, or you rest him. This isn't working. And the more and more that he's been moved left and playing badly, losing the ball, I think it's going to affect his confidence and he's going to continue to miss. So, Lampard, I think your two decisions are either you leave him out or you change his position. Daniel, Werner, man.
I don't know what you just said because I was thinking about like making my way downtown, walking fast, faces fast, no hold.
Look, man, 90s pop music is underrated, man. 90s pop music is underrated.
Anyway, Werner, I don't know what to think. I'm just thinking about making my way downtown. Go to Eddie, man. I'm sure he has a thought.
All right, Eddie.
I mean, there's nothing too much to add to what we discussed last week. I think he'll still come good.
No, I mean, but for you, like, if you were Lampard, what decision do you do on him? Keep it going, change his position, or keep him out of the team for like a few games?
If you're talking of that, you then have to look at the squad. Which of our wingers are fit? And you have to go back to who the hell approved for 3 wingers to go through the whole season. Like, we have only Callum Hudson-Odoi, Ziyech, who are both out, and Pulisic. So someone's definitely going to be playing out of position. So unless HH, you want your boy Mason Mount to go out back on the left, we're stuck with Timo Werner. So in terms of selection, I can see he looks a bit tired at the moment, and there's no covering this anymore. His confidence is gone. And even though he's still doing some of the other things right, or some of the little things right, like making runs and stuff, people aren't finding him. Like, I think he made 2 runs on the game against West Ham, where they literally showed it after that. Look, Timo Werner was literally open space. You put the ball there, that's like one of the chances he'll score in Germany. But no one was able to find him because we are worried about all these 5-yard passes and all this nonsense. When you can just give him the ball and let him do his thing. So I don't know, maybe it's still a chemistry thing with the team. But yeah, his confidence is shot a bit at the moment. So yeah, in terms of selection, there's not much you can do because unless you want to play.
So basically, he has to play. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
I mean, unless the one option is change the formation and the shape, but Lampard's not going to do that. So we're stuck with him playing on the left until we get. I mean, Ziyech is out for the Arsenal game, so we have to wait another game till we see our proper wingers back in the team. So for now, there's nothing
Until Man City. It's back until Man
yeah,
City.
until Man City. So
Thank you, Abdullahi.
you probably rest Werner for the Man City game, but till then you just keep playing him.
Abdullahi.
I wouldn't. My problem with Timo Werner is getting the chances, but the problem is missing those chances. When they get it, it's all about confidence. As a striker, when you are given chances, expectation is score the goal. Because I watched the Western match, people were blaming Pulisic that he dribbled too much before he gave Timo Werner the first pass. I agree. But the second one, which Conte give you, literally one-on-one with goalkeeper, Timo Werner, I expect you to score that goal. No excuse. No excuse. Conte literally get the ball from the midfield and he give you the ball. Literally, a striker with the confidence has to score that goal. That is not an excuse for me. The problem is with Timo Werner is decision making and confidence. Should I shoot? Should I pass? Should I far post? Should I put my laces on this too much? That's the problem with Timo Werner at the moment. He's deciding either to shoot or to pass or to do something else. That's the problem. It's the confidence level. I think what Lampard needs to do is he did the same thing to Pulisic. You need to take him out of the team, not completely. 1 or 2 matches. Let him watch from the. You will play him, but let him watch from the bench. Tell him how to read the matches. When you bring him, just tell him, Timo, go there and cause havoc.
So you'd bench him.
Yeah, because he looks so tired. So I wouldn't play player with not that confidence on the pitch. I will put him on the bench, play another player in there, tell him to watch the matches that now this is where you're missing. When you go in, go and cause havoc in that defense. Because look at Pulisic. Lampard took him out of the team entirely last season. Then they brought him back around September, October. Look at Pulisic now. If not for the injuries, if he can stay consistent, Pulisic could have had a lot of double-digit assist and goals. But because of the injuries, he was in and out of the team. But Lampard did something. It took him out. Then he eased him in the team. That is what he need to do to Timo Werner. Take him out and ease him back to the team. Little by little. By then, he will get his confidence back. Then he can be able to resaturate himself back to the team. At this moment, Timo is kind of, I won't lie, his confidence is low. So low. Very, very low. As a striker, you were set him to score those goals because that is what he does in RSB Leipzig. Give him that chance, he score the goals. At this moment, it's missing so many chances. And those chances it's missing, it's not even chances that is difficult. Those are clear chances that you expect Timo of his caliber to score. Clear one that is missing. That's a problem. So are we gonna be saying that Morata's juju is coming to Timo Werner? Something is going on.
All right. So
we don't know what's going on.
Wait. So before I come to Daniel, so Maxi, Adam Mora says, how many strikers do you know were elites at 23, except Arnan and Owen, which were generational? And Werner's problem is his first touch. So if the idea that you're saying by this is that, why should we be expecting Werner to be generational? Nobody is expecting that. Nobody's expecting Werner to be Arnan or Owen. But the fact of the matter is that he's playing like crap. He's currently a Class B, Class C brick right now. And his confidence is low. And something needs to happen. Now, he may play himself out of it. He may slowly come good, and that may happen. But it is worrying because he's missed a lot of chances. So it's the fact that it's not about, we expect him to be this. This guy is low on confidence. And it just doesn't seem or look as if he's going to come out of it. All it takes is one goal. But I just don't know where that goal is coming from. But if he can find the goal somewhere, boom, it may help him. Daniel.
Okay. Where to start? Okay. If Werner is going to be playing, I would prefer he played on the right.
Yes. And
Because
political on the left.
when I watch France or if I watch PSG or whatever it is, Mbappe is a right-footed player who plays on the right, but his main purpose in the team is to score. Just kind of use your pace, and you don't necessarily need to dribble people, but just get on the end of things, be a havoc in behind, and all that kind of stuff. The player who plays on the left for PSG's Neymar, obviously he's a better dribbler, better creator. Chelsea don't have one of those, but the closest thing you have to it is a Pulisic. So I'd rather see Pulisic on the left. I understand Lampard's thinking, where if Werner's supposed to be as you mentioned before, the 20-25 a goal season player, you want in theory you'd want him on the left because he can then cut it on his right foot and score.
But it's not working.
But
It's not working.
the pattern of Chelsea's play, too often the ball goes on the left and Werner doesn't do anything with it if he doesn't have a clear, obvious opportunity to run in behind or shoot. So the ball kind of just slows down, and you pass it back into the midfield, and then you kind of have to recycle the whole thing. I'd rather it be Pulisic there because he's more dynamic in terms of dribbling, creating, beating players, getting fouled. Last season, he won a bunch of penalties and all that kind of stuff. So that's the first thing. If Werner has to play on the wing, play him on the right.
Oh.
Because he's less of a bottleneck, I think, on the right than he is on the left. In terms of confidence, I don't know really what you can do except just kind of wait for one to go in off his knee, off his face, off his shoulder, whatever it is. Just he needs to see the ball go in the back of the net, and then once that happens, I'm sure his confidence will be built back. Maybe if Chelsea get a penalty, he could take the penalty, but then maybe that's a bit risky because if he misses, then it goes even further down. I didn't know he'd be this much of kind of a confidence player, which kind of does worry me, that if you can have kind of scoring droughts, if we want to use like different sports terminology in this way, that's not good. Although I think Eddie was kind of sage in a sense where Chelsea had Pedro, Willian, Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi last season.
Yep.
Two of those left in Willian and Pedro, and they only brought in Ziyech to replace those two. Now, I guess the thinking was Werner can play on the wing if he needs to, but that's kind of, we're seeing right now that it's not that great when he does so. He's not a natural winger as a Willian would be on the left, although he played on the right. Pedro was two-footed, so he could play either way. And we probably have to address the fact that with Ziyech injured and with Hudson-Odoi, I believe, injured, if you only have one fit winger, which is Pulisic, then somebody has to play out there, unless, as Eddie said, you switch the formation, and Lampard doesn't do that. He wants to play with wide players. So,
but I mean,
the choices available, if the three choices available are Werner, Havertz, and Mount, definitely not Mount. We've seen Havertz and complained about that. So it has to be Werner. It's just it's just where do you play him? And I think playing him on the left, just quickly, one more sentence. And I think playing him on the left is probably a bit too much.
Yeah,
so give it
basically,
Pulisic.
I think that's the obvious thing because I think playing him on the right is so much more helpful, and I think it will help his game far more. Because as I said again,
for me,
just quickly. So my thing about it is that, as you said already, Daniel, he's not a dribbler. If you're playing on a flank that isn't the flank of your strongest foot, you have to be a dribbler. You have to have good balance, good ball control, and you have to be able to carry the ball. Because the whole point of playing on that flank that isn't on your stronger foot is to cut in. To cut in, you need ball control, you need balance, and you need dribbling. Even if you can't dribble, you need ball control and balance, which is not what Timo Werner is adept at. So what you're now seeing for Timo Werner is that he's getting to the ball, there's no space, and he's like, what do I do? And he sort of awkwardly, in a cumbersome manner, gives a pass in there. So you could just see that he just looks awkward and uncomfortable in that position. So my thing is that help him, assist him. There are guys that are injured. Put him out on the right, because once now out on the right, every time you give him, because you don't, if you're on the left, you don't really receive the ball on your right foot because you have to get the ball on your left foot on your instep. So if you're on the right, you receive your ball on the instep of your right foot. So therefore, it puts you in a better position to now attack. So even if he's not a dribbler or so forth, you give him the ball in the right position. Think of the goal that France scored against Argentina, where Giroud laid it off for Mbappe. Mbappe was like, boom, clean clear, right foot, you run straight, you hit it. Imagine if he gave him the ball onto the left. He'd have to cut in and then... So my thing is that you know that Pulisic is very good on the left and understands how to play that left flank. Even if Werner, he may not really understand that flank very well, it makes more sense than what is happening right now. So why aren't you doing that?
Well, see, for me, it's not about what Werner gives you on the right. I don't care about that. It's what do you miss from Pulisic being on the left?
Yeah.
And I think that's far more important to the team in terms of creating chances and scoring goals and just not playing badly than Werner on the left. I think that's just more important. Now, I think we saw Werner try one cross, and it was terrible. So playing on the right is still like, okay, he has it on the right. Does he put in a cross? No, he probably just gives it to Reece James, who then puts in the cross. But I'm just thinking, if he has to play on the wing, pick the right flank, Frank, because it makes too much sense. And I bring up Mbappe. People don't like it that you bring up Mbappe with Werner, but they're kind of similar players. And the more you watch it, obviously Mbappe has a little bit more wiggle to him than Werner does. But just the idea
but as of right now, they are similar.
You use your pace, get in behind, and just go score goals. That's kind of what it is. So I need to see just a little bit more clinical edge from Werner, though. I didn't know he was this wasteful. Because as Abdullahi pointed out, he's had chances.
Yeah.
It's not like the chances have not been there. He just isn't putting them away. So if you're not going to do that and you're hurting the team by your positioning,
it's like what do you? I mean, what are you contributing?
So
what are you contributing?
Like you can't hurt the team 3 ways. Just hurt the team 2 ways.
Guys, anyone wants a final word on Werner?
Like what Daniel was saying, like I said before, as a striker, if you're not confident one-on-one with a goalkeeper, you don't need to be a striker. I like the kind of comparison he brings about Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe has pace and he can score goals. But recently, his goal scoring has been off because of what? People kind of get the way he plays. Just give him the ball. If the defenders kind of one-on-one with Kylian, they know. You don't need to then see with Mbappe. He has pace and that's it. That is the problem.
You don't have to click those comments, I hope.
He needs to change it.
I do.
But you didn't. You didn't.
So the problem with Timo Werner is people already understand that the defender understands how to play. Pace and that's it. No ball control, no nothing. Just pace. If you have pace, you get Timo Werner. That's how Lampard needs to work on him. Like he needs to change the way he plays. The way he plays. Like either you play him as a striker or you find a way to play Timo Werner. Like I keep saying, Lampard needs to try something different. Play a 4-4-2 diamond. That is where you get the best out of Timo Werner. I keep saying it. Play a 4-4-2 diamond, a 4-3-1-2. Play a number 10. I can play in behind Timo and either Olivier Giroud or Timo and Tammy Abraham. Then you have a striker who will do the dirty work for Timo, and Timo will do the goal scoring. That is what Joseph Paulson was doing at Leipzig. He will do the dirty work, and Timo will finish. The same thing under Carlo Ancelotti. Nicolas Anelka will do all the dirty work. Didi Drogba will finish. That is how it works. If you want to get the best out of Timo Werner, but play him on the wing won't work because he will keep getting chances and he will keep missing. Then why do we spend that kind of money on him when we know is that prolific of a striker, but he keep missing chances? Then what's going on with him?
Okay. Let me ask you guys all this, and then this is for everyone here. I'll confess to Eddie. Do you believe eventually that Timo Werner will be a consistent, reliable 20 to 25 goal a season player?
Yeah.
If coached and used right in the right positions, yes, he's got the qualities. But again, it's up to like what Abdullahi was alluding to, the setup of the team. Putting Timo Werner on the wing and actually using him as a winger, it doesn't help him. I mean, you look at someone like on Mo Salah at the moment. Salah, yes, he's not the best on the ball, but the way he's used at Liverpool, he's used the right way and he's able to pop off 30 goals or something a season. And you don't see too much of his flaws because there's a system that's been designed to kind of mask all those out. And even with players missing, you see they still try to find ways to make sure we're playing the system that gets the best out of all these players that we have. And so I think that's something Lampard needs to do and realize. But other than that, man, I think, yeah, he can be a 2025 goal a season player. It's just depends on the coach and the system. Like, look where it's come from, Leipzig. They had a system there that got the best out of him. We need to do the same here at Chelsea. Whether it's playing from the wing or playing from striker, figure it out, man, and let's do this. So yeah, that's what I'll say.
Daniel?
I think yes. I think yeah.
And Abdullahi?
And I think I just remember something now. I think it could work very well in Timo Werner's favor. If Lampard can take a risk, he plays 43, yes. If that is a big if Christian Pulisic is fit, I would love to see Timo Werner play as a number 9 consecutive matches. That's if Pulisic is fit. I want to see Timo Werner play consecutive.
So Werner ahead of Giroud and Tammy.
Yes. If Timo Werner, if Pulisic is fit, consistent matches, play Timo as a number 9. That is when I'm gonna judge him. That how good of a player you even are. Then I'll have to check the Leipzig, where you playing Leipzig and they compare him to Chelsea. That is if Pulisic can be fit in a consecutive match, play Timo Werner as a number 9. Let's see the combination of Ziyech, Pulisic, and Timo work first before we judge Timo Werner, because it's we're playing on the wrong formation at the moment. That's why the criticism is being on him. Let him play. He played as striker against Southampton. We see the goals he scored. He scored 2 goals. That is where he can work. We can see him scoring goals, but he needs to play in the right formation for him to work. That is why I say if Pulisic is fit, play Timo Werner as a number 9. Let's see on the consecutive matches. Let's see, then we can judge him by then.
Okay. So Arsenal.
Whoa.
Oh,
You need to answer the question. So do you think he's a 20 goal season scorer?
Oh God, I thought I was trying to. I do agree to the extent of put him in the best possible position to succeed. As of right now, I don't see it. But then that's what he was at Red Bull Leipzig. But even when I saw him at Red Bull Leipzig, I was like, is this just a good situation he's in? This is the Bundesliga. Then I looked at the World Cup. I get it. It was a complete crap show. That was the World Cup with Joachim Löw. I am not ready to say yes, this guy can consistently be a 20 to 25 goal a season player. I'm not sure I can buy that. But what I will say though is, if you can create the perfect scenario, I see a clinical finisher there. Despite all of his misses, I do see a clinical finisher here who is suffering from low confidence. If his confidence is high, I do see somebody who I think is finishing is more clinical and more accurate than Tammy and Giroud. So put him in the best position to succeed, change the formation, change the strategy, change whatever you need to change to cater for him, then maybe that can help him get to 20 to 25. Because obviously Nagelsmann understood his strengths and his limitations and understood how to get the best out of him. And Lampard, similar to the issue that happened with Griezmann at Barcelona, some players just aren't adaptable. Some players you have to create a scenario for them to succeed. They don't know how to adapt. Griezmann doesn't know how to adapt. You either play him as a supporting striker or no. Timo Werner, you either put him in a position where all he needs to do is just strike, hit the ball with space, or we see this whole thing of where this guy can't dribble, he can't get past any guys. So that's my take there.
Yeah, but
Before you go on, HH.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I was just gonna say for how bad his form is in at the moment, and how we're discussing 20 goals. He's got 8 goals and 5 assists this season.
Yeah.
So 20 goals is not too far fetched for him.
How many of those are penalties though? 3?
1. No. How many
Does
penalties?
it
Is it?
does it take penalties?
One.
He only,
It's the
yeah,
penalty.
it's only
He
one
won.
penalty.
He won.
Because
One penalty.
Jorginho normally
Yeah.
takes
Yeah.
the penalties.
Jorginho took penalty,
Yeah.
but now it is designated penalty. And Lampard already said it. He is a designated penalty.
Only one.
He only take one penalty.
I remember him taking just one penalty. I don't remember him taking another one. But yeah, so 8 goals and 5 assists this season. It's if he can
Despite
give me
all the chances that he's missed.
yeah, if he can give me 15 goals and 10 assists this season, that's not a bad first season for him in England.
Season.
So I mean, let's give him time, and he'll come good. That's what I'll say on that.
He scored 3 penalties this season.
Which one?
3 penalties?
In the Premier League.
No, all in the Champions League.
All competition. Oh, okay. So Abdullah, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, you were talking about 20 to 25 goals. That was when I bring out the 4-3-3 could work in Timo Werner case. Even the 4-2-3-1 in which Lampard plays could work. That is why I said we need a consistent left wing. I don't trust Pulisic in the consecutive matches. He get injured. So if I can get a very standout winger who will go matches without getting injured that much, that is where I want to see Timo Werner. I'm judging him, criticizing based on his playing on the left wing, and it's not his perfect position. If I can get a left wing that can stay without getting injured that much, consistent level, then the criticism we're getting for Timo Werner will stop. Because I think it's better off as a number 9 than a left wing.
Do you know what?
If you look at the way he plays,
that's been a consistent theme this season, where players who aren't playing in their natural positions are being criticized because the manager either doesn't have a choice or is trying to shoehorn them in.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to go in on a Werner. It's difficult to go in on a Mount necessarily because they're not playing their natural position. It's like if you put Zuma at left back for 3 games in a row, would you complain that, oh my God, he's a terrible left back? Well, he's a center back. He shouldn't be playing out there to begin with. But if you do it with a forward, all of a sudden they're just supposed to adapt it automatically to something that they may not be used to or just aren't good at compared to what they have been trained to do professionally.
And this also goes back to something I said earlier on in the season, which people started arguing with me on online for. I said Lampard didn't sign most of these players. These were club signings. Because you can't tell me Lampard went all the way to Germany to show Werner all these styles of plays and systems and stuff, and all of a sudden Werner's not seeing the results here. And Lampard still doesn't know how to use Havertz 3 months in. So these were club signings, and Lampard is still trying to figure out what the hell their best qualities are and how to use them in this formation.
So what was Lampard's signings then? What do you think Lampard's signings were?
I think Lampard's signing is Timo Werner. I think Timo Werner is Lampard's signing because he endorsed it. He endorsed Timo Werner.
Ben Chilwell was a Lampard signing for sure.
And I think he just wanted Chilwell and Rice. The rest of them are the club.
Are club signings, man.
Mendy is Czech. Silva might be a Lampard signing.
Yeah, that
I
may
think
be.
about it.
And that's probably been his best signing.
But Sarr, definitely the club because they loaned him to Porto. Mendy was the club via Czech and Loloshan. Havertz is the club. Werner's probably the club. And who else did they sign? I'm missing a player.
Havertz.
Hakim Ziyech.
Ziyech
is Lampard.
Probably Lampard.
Yeah,
Lampard signed.
So I'd say 3 of them are definitely his. For
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. So
Okay, so